Oh, yeah, pipe smokers. Yep. This is the Paul Gilson YouTube channel, and I'm Paul Gilson, aka Paul the Pipe Guy. Yeah. And happy Wednesday, the 22nd of January 2025. Yeah. Just have Thursday to get through, and then Friday, and it is the weekend. Yeah. So we've got, a good show for you tonight. So let's have a smoke together. Yeah. So grab your favorite pipe, whatever blend you want, and if you want to drink, you can drink. We're going to start something on fire. Oh, yeah. So we have our Gilson Canadian pipe. That's what we're going to smoke tonight. And in it, we have from Cornell and Deal a Captain Earl's blend. Captain Earl's stimulus package. I own 4 or 5 Captain Earl's blends. I love them all. They're strong Latakia English blends. I absolutely love them. If you like Latakia, if you like English Latakia blends, any one of these Captain Earl's blends that I own, you would love. And I'm getting low on them, which means I'm going to have to spend some more money. Let's set it on fire. Yeah. Oh, that's so good. Instant relaxation. By the way, this blend is 4 years old. Over 4 years old. So, I was thinking, and it's like some children really, well, actually all children, when you tell them something, they take it literally, okay? I'll give you a for instance. About 16, 17 years ago, it was the day before Father's Day. And my 2 youngest children, who are now next month going to be 21 and 22, they said, "Daddy, what do you want for Father's Day?" I said, "Well, I'd like to relax, work around the house, work in my garden. I'd just like to have some peace and quiet. Some peace and quiet." Okay. I get up the next morning. I come out of my bedroom, mine and my wife's bedroom. When I look on the table, there's a can of peas, and there's a note. And it says, "Daddy, for Father's Day, we're going to give you peace and quiet. Here's your can of peas, and we promise to be quiet." I wanted to cry. But they were serious. They thought that I meant peas. I want peas instead of peace and quiet. They took that literally. About 25 years ago, maybe a little more, had my youngest stepson in the car with me and was trying to get out of the apartment complex we lived in. So it had to have been 30 years ago, 31 years ago. Well, it was summertime. All kinds of traffic going up the main road, and I'm trying to make a left. So you got to cross 2 lanes. I found a particular spot where if I floored it, I could get out into my lane in traffic safely. And I said, all right, hold on to your shorts. Tires are squealing. I get out of my lane, I look over. Isn't he holding on to his shorts? He's holding right where the bottoms of them are. He's holding on to them. It's like, what are you doing? He's like, you said hold on to your shorts. I was thinking about doing a video for children who have a father who's a pipe smoker, but I don't dare do it. I'd probably have a lot of guys that would want to harm me. Do it kind of like a Mr. Rogers video. Hello, children. Is your father a pipe smoker? Do you want to see him get really excited about his pipes? Well, I can show you how. Wait till Daddy goes to bed, get Mommy, get all of his pipes, put them in the dishwasher, put a lot of extra soap in there so they get extra clean, and then press the button that says Super Scrub. The next morning, Daddy will get up, and when you've shown him what you've done, just tell him to go look in the dishwasher. You have a surprise for him. He's going to be really surprised, really emotional. I don't dare post that video. Can you imagine having your whole pipe collection in the dishwasher with extra soap on Super Scrub? I don't think even Paul the Pipe Guy could rectify those. It was 1995. I had just married my second wife. We're still legally married. So we on our honeymoon, we go to Aruba. Beautiful 5.5 by 20 mile long island. Just a gorgeous place in the Caribbean. And so we boarded an Airbus. And on the Airbus, and this is going back, February 4th of this year will be 30 years. That's how long ago we got married. And we still are. And so the Airbus had like TVs like every other seat hanging from the top of the airplane, you know. And I looked over at my wife and I said, how cool would it be if somehow I could get like a History Channel video on unsurvivable commercial airline crashes and just have them show all these different planes going down in flames, blowing up on the ground, everybody on board's killed, like an hour and a half, like documentary. Can you imagine the people popping Xanax and ordering drinks and beads of sweat on their forehead? I think it would be funny as fuck. I certainly do. She's like, you have a really sick, demented sense of humor. I was like, yeah, it'd be funny. I love Ron White. He's talking about a plane crash, and he's on an airline, and the captain gets on board and said, well, we've lost one engine. We're going to attempt to make the closest airport. And the guy sitting next to me, he's like, well, what happens if we lose the second engine? He's like, well, then it'll take us all the way to the scene of the crash. I bet we make it there an hour before the paramedics. I think that's funny as fuck. Hello, children. Want to excite your daddy with his pipes? Here's what you do. Wait till he's in bed, get mommy, and put them in the dishwasher with a lot of extra soap, and press the button that says Super Scrub. When daddy gets up the next day, tell him to go look in the dishwasher. You have a surprise for him. I think the worst thing that you could probably do really to a pipe smoker would be to wait till he's on vacation, break into his house, take out all the stems and super glue them into the pipe. What the fuck? This thing isn't it isn't coming out. Let me throw it in the freezer like Paul the Pipe Guy says. It still isn't coming out, no. And you have to be careful with your super glue. They've conveniently made a super glue bottle look very similar to eye drops. Never store your super glue next to your eye drops. Because there will come a day when you're going to grab the wrong one and it's going to be like, blink, blink. What the fuck? And that, I can't even imagine what they could do to fix that. So, cheers. When I first started smoking cigarettes, when I was 17, that was 43 years ago. Cigarettes were 55 cents a pack. That was nothing. Gasoline, 62 cents a gallon. I spent an hour trying to find out, and the cigarettes I smoked were Marlboro Reds. You only had Marlboro Reds and Marlboro Lights. You didn't have the Marlboro menthols back then. If you wanted a menthol cigarette, you had to buy Cools or Newports. So I was like, I wonder what is in the Marlboro blend. So I'm looking and looking online, And it says, all right, it's got Virginia, Burley, and Oriental. And then I'm talking to my phone, like, what percentage of each different tobaccos have. All of a sudden, after an hour, it came up and gave me the Marlboro Red recipe, the original Marlboro cigarette. Supposedly, it's 50% Virginia, 37% Burley, and 13% Oriental. So, I have all those. We're going to try to make a Marlboro cigarette, all right? I got my Brett Virginia on its final hydration phase. I'm going to have my Oriental Peter Stokkeby 313 on its final stage. And I've got some hydrated Burley. We're going to, maybe in tomorrow's video, try to make a Marlboro cigarette. Because I got the blanks and I have the machine. Oh. This Captain Earl stimulus package is just unbelievable. I would call that a medium to strong English blend. And it's great. Cornell and Dill did a great job on that. They really did. Oh yeah, so we're going to graduate to a cigarette here. So my buddy, he plays guitar too. He's the asshole guy, yeah. But he's a pretty good guitarist, and he knows for my next guitar, I want a Fender Telecaster. So he goes to the local guitar shop that we all go to, and this guy is like amazing. He's, I don't know, they're 3 generations. They've been around for 1,000,000 years. And he's like, hey man, there's a Fender Telecaster here for only $299. I was like, is it Mexican? Chinese? I didn't even ask if it was an American-made one because it would cost $1,000 more. And it was used. He's like, no, it's beautiful. I says, is it Chinese made or Mexican made? Because they make these guitars all over the world. Fender, they make them in America, they make them in Japan, Mexico, and China, depending on what years you get. Some of the Mexican ones are actually better than the American ones. And he's like, well, this is a I forget the terminology. No, it's a Teleparts guitar. I says, I don't want a Teleparts guitar, all right? Basically, it's a Telecaster where somebody took all these spare parts of different Telecasters, probably made in China, Mexico, Japan, whatever. They had all these different parts. They built a guitar. He's like, no, it's got great pickups and everything and blah, 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 blah. I says, dude, I'm saving for a house, all right? I don't need another guitar. And if I want one, I'll go spend $500 and get a made in Mexico Fender Telecaster from the mid-90s. 2 a.m. pipe on the patio. Swears by those, Johnny Onion. You gotta trust the guy. I mean, he was inducted into the Blues Hall of Fame. He knows. Oh, but it's beautiful. I told Dave, Stutzman, that you're interested in it. And I says, well, I'm not. But, I don't want a Teleparts guitar that's been hobnobbed together. Forget about it. I don't know. I'm just going to save my money. I mean, the guitar that I really want, a Telecaster, a nice one's going to be like $700 with a case. That's a good amount of money that could go towards the 1,200 square foot house I want to build. I was doing some research, on, building and stuff, and depending on where you are in the country and what supplies are costing, it's usually between $100 and $200 a square foot. So I'm thinking, all right, so if I want a 1,200 square foot house that I want to build, patio home, no basement, on 10 to 15 acres, it's going to cost me probably $175,000 to build, because I know all the people and all of that stuff in those trades. And, I'll pay them cash, get it on the cheaper side, So, I don't know. Anyways, Paul the Pipe Guy, hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, I'm going to make some dinner for myself and go to bed. Probably just have I'm debating whether to make scrambled eggs and English muffins with butter, or just have a bowl of granola cereal. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Anyways, God bless you all. Have a great Wednesday night. Over and out.